everybody. Welcome back to the Wild Thoughts Pod. I'm your co-host, Afi.
And I'm Kat.
So, today's topic is FOMO, the fear of missing out. But before we get into this interesting topic, as usual, Kathy, what's been going on? Give us some updates. Any juice?
No juice. Nothing. Nothing too interesting. I had a pretty easy, quiet week. But I went on a little date day. It wasn't a date night, but a date day with Nick. So we went to eat. We got some dessert. And then it was just pretty chill. You know, we enjoyed the weather because it was humid. But because it was so cloudy outside and there was wind, you didn't feel it as much. It was a nice day, you know? It was a good day
it started raining a little bit later, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was it was humid though. Yeah. Okay, that sounds fun. Yeah. I love these day dates.
Super chill.
Fun and cute.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, honestly, pretty quiet week. Just, working part-time. And then what did I do? Yesterday I went to Calem again. And I went last week.
What flavors did you get?
Yeah, I got because I like hard serve ice cream. Yeah. But I tried the swirl, which is a soft serve, which they're kind of like known for because they change it every week, and I really liked it.
What flavor?
So I'm like, last week was creamsicle, so it was like it was
creamsicle.
So good, but this week was lemon and raspberry, I think.
Oh, very
it was pretty good. Yeah, it's like sorbet. The raspberry is sorbet, and the other one is ice cream, but I liked it, but creamsicle's still winning.
I freaking love. Was it like vanilla and the orange? Is that what it was?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
I should have went. I regret it. FOMO.
So hopefully, FOMO. No, but it was really good, and they put a little gummy bear like on top. God, it's so cute. But they didn't do this. Didn't do it for this flavor. Like there was no candy on it. It was like,
Well,
but no. Calem stays winning. They're really good.
They're pretty, I'm very picky with flavors though. So the couple of times that I went, I liked it, but it wasn't my thing.
It wasn't amazing. Yeah.
The creamsicle.
You would have liked creamsicle. Yeah, you would have. Oh shit. Yeah. I think they still have it, but it's like frozen. Like, you know how they freeze it?
Yeah.
Because if they keep the last 2 weeks flavor, but they freeze it in like the cups and they put it in the fridge. Yeah, so you could still have it.
Good to know.
You could still have it. So
actually, yesterday I got ice cream too. After
where'd you go?
Eating. So I went to Chocolat Favori for the first time. I've never been.
Chocolat Favori I've tried it once, I think.
It was the first time we went, but we had it like an hour after we ate, so we were still kind of full, and there was so much chocolate. It kind of made us sick, but it was so good. But I got the dulce de leche one. So it was dunked in that, and it was so thick. First of all, I think dairy.
I love when it's
thinner.
Dunked.
I love it dunked, but it was I had to bite my way through just to get to the ice cream.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get it. So and when you ate already.
Yeah, and they dunked it. They added more caramel on top, and they put chunks of this caramel fudge. I was like, this is a lot.
Whoa, how does that even... I always have the issue where, ice cream melts, because I got the cone.
It was melting, so I literally was sitting half in the car, half out, eating the ice cream so that it wouldn't drip into the car. But it was good, but it got me sick. It was too much.
Also, low-key, diarrhea.
Oh my god, no.
No, because, the dairy.
Oh, if dairy hits you that hard, yeah. Dairy doesn't usually hit me that hard, but it depends. If I have a lot of cheese on a pizza, let's say, then my stomach's bubbling.
For me, I feel like I think I used to be lactose intolerant when I was young, and then I think eventually when you grow up, you can kind of get out of it. But I still feel, so I'm not anymore, but I still feel like I am.
Actually, the same thing happens to Nick. If he has too much cheese, then he feels it.
I thought it was normal to have to go to the bathroom. I thought that was just what it is.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's a bit lactose.
Yeah, same. But I think a lot of people that are lactose intolerant, period, they still eat cheese and have ice cream. They don't care.
I'm not giving up. But Calem didn't give me diarrhea vibes, so it was good.
Shout out to Calem. Thanks for keeping our stomach in check.
But what we did is that we had ice cream and then we had a sandwich. So we did the opposite. We had our dessert first. But it was better because it started raining right after we had ice cream. Nice. So it was more cute. But I was so focused on it. It was leaking all over my hands. So I was so focused on it that I couldn't even taste the flavor. Yeah, it was. Anyways,
it's just because it was so fun. Humid, but yeah.
Exactly. But it was a good time. I'm happy I went out and I did my at-home nails. So that was fun. That's all I did. Thanks, you guys got me this, so shout out to the besties. Okay, anyways, those are my updates.
Nice, I love it.
Okay, so before we actually get into the topic and Kathy's and I's perspective, we're gonna look at the question of the day, I guess, or of yesterday,
of the week. I don't know.
Of the week, yeah, I don't know what to call it. So we had asked, do you suffer from FOMO? 68% of people said yes, and 32% said no.
Only 68?
8, yeah. So that's interesting. But I personally suffer from FOMO like hard.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like I don't suffer as much as you, but I do suffer, you know?
Yeah, like you're definitely not as much as me for sure. Like I already
know.
I already know. But for me, yeah, I've always been the yes person, I guess, which has to do with FOMO, because anytime someone wants to do something or hang out, I just say yes to everything. Like I could have like 3 plans in one day. I think it's partly because I do enjoy people and like socializing, but it's also partly like the fear of missing out. Like it's a bit of both. I don't know if it's completely because I don't want to miss out. I think I've gotten better though throughout the years where I'll say no. Like if I'm tired and I just want to stay home, I'll be like, you know what, like I don't feel like it. But it's like it's a debate. Like it's hard.
Yeah. No, I get that, because you don't want to be left out of something, or like, let's say you don't go to one event and then everyone's talking about that event for years to come because it's like the inside joke, and then you're not a part of it. Like that's what gets me, because I'm like, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I could like connect with you guys on this. Yeah. You know?
Sometimes I feel like it's almost like the only opportunity you'll have. Like I'm scared that, what if this whole week there's not another day where I'm free and everyone else is free. Like I always feel like I'm gonna miss my shot if I don't go today. So it's a fear. Yeah, exactly. So that's basically FOMO, like fear of missing out, and like scared that, oh my god, this is my only shot to hang out with my friends this week. Like what if I do other stuff, you know? So I think that's that.
I think it's also because we're so young, we want to kind of live life to the fullest. So we want every opportunity that we can to hang out with friends or like do something other than just be at home, we want to do, but like sometimes life gets in the way and we can't do that, you know? So it hits us harder because we're like, oh, but instead of doing this, I could just be there, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, exactly. And FOMO too, I feel like more in the summer. And I feel like I'm more of a yes person in the summer. Like during school, I'm like, oh shit, I prioritize my school exam. So I'm like, I can't because I have an exam tomorrow. So I'll say no, but that's because I feel like I have to. But in the summer, because I have all like I'm not taking any classes and it's, you know, summertime, I feel as though most of the time I'd be like, yes. Like, why would I not say yes? Yeah. When in normal circumstances, when I'm in school, I wouldn't be able to say yes. But now it's my free time. So I'm just like... So I just say yes to everything.
Yeah. But we have to bring it back a couple of years because you weren't always like that. Let's talk about that, Afi. What? So for some people, FOMO, it like makes people get distracted from their responsibilities and they'd rather just go to the event even though they have something else to do. So example, when you came with us for dinner, but you had a midterm or something.
Oh wait, was that karate?
No. Well, that we both went and we both had a midterm the next day.
You were studying.
That was the first time. Yeah, We went to karaoke and I pulled out my notes to study in the corner.
That was
but like,
Kathy. I was shocked.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever done
shocked.
something like that. But there's been a couple of times where like you should have been studying, but you're like, no, let me go hang out with my friends.
I feel like I have done that during school where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll study when I get home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And then you stress yourself out that way.
Yeah, I know, it's really
because
bad.
like you're pushing,
and then I'm screwed for my exam.
You're pushing aside all your responsibilities just because you want to be included in whatever is happening.
What's more fun? Hang out with your friends or studying.
I mean,
obviously.
Obviously. But
so I made the right choice.
We're talking about the effects of FOMO.
Wait, but what dinner was this?
I don't know if it was dinner or just like hanging out with us, but
I had a midterm?
You had like a midterm. It was either that night or the next morning, and you just came to hang out with us, and I'm like, Afi, but you have this midterm, and you're like, no, I'll be fine, I'm studying, I studied.
I always lie, like, guys,
I know.
when I say I studied, I didn't study. When I say I studied, that means I have like 8 more chapters to do.
Literally.
It's so
oh my god.
Bad. Oh my god, yeah. Even during school, it's hard for me too. But if I feel like, oh my god, because I think I've kind of learned my lesson where like, oh, I get screwed when I go hang out, so I've tried to minimize it. But yes, I still, I used to be worse back in the day, but I'm a bit better now.
But there's like something that you can do to kind of get the best of both worlds, because if you decide to do your responsibility and not go hang out with your friends, then you're just going to be thinking about the fact that you're not there and like thinking about, oh, what are they doing? Stuff like that. So I think in those circumstances, you should give yourself a break, like maybe like an hour, go hang out with them, but then like get back to what you need to do. Like find a compromise. Yeah.
The thing is, okay,
you won't go back.
It's not that. Yeah,
I know.
Once I'm there, I will leave till everyone leaves.
Oh no, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I understand, but that's why
I need to go when there's 1 hour left.
Yeah,
like I need to leave when there's 1 hour. But it's so bad. Oh my god.
No, I completely understand.
It's like I won't leave until I can't be the first one. I did that for the first time. This week actually, I was hanging out with some friends and I had to go meet another friend because I hadn't seen them in a while, and like that was the day that they had off, so it was the only day I could see them. So I actually left in the middle of it, and like that's really hard for me to do, to just pick up and leave.
No, same, because then
especially when it's not done.
I'm like, but what if something good happens?
What if something interesting happens after when I leave? Exactly, and it's I get so that. Bad. I need to get over it, but
maybe it's an air sign thing.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, but you're pretty good with it. You're just not good at leaving after once you're there at karaoke.
Like, I'm good with it because I'm like, okay, let me
You know what you have to do,
I know, because even when I went to the Jonas Brothers concert, I was studying before the concert. I was literally in my seat looking at my notes. So, but the thing is, I'll feel bad if I'm there and I'm not doing my responsibilities.
Work.
So, so I'd rather just do what I need to do. But then when I'm at home, let's say, and I'm not there and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about it. You know?
You see, I get it. But that becomes kind of unhealthy.
It is.
Sorry, I feel like we're always, especially when you're a student, I feel like school is such a priority, and although yes, you're supposed to be studying, you study, there should be a healthy routine where you take breaks and can still enjoy yourself. But I feel like all these students, especially uni students or college students, we have this idea where it's like, 4 months of like no fun, and then when we get our break we can do stuff. But it's like, no, that's so bad.
Yeah, especially during final season, I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves just because like, we need to get those grades. So then especially me, even though I've studied, let's say, the whole week, I'll still be studying up until the exam because I'm like, no, I need to get every bit of information into my head. But that's not good. First of all, it's not going to help you in an exam, so don't do that.
It's very normalized too. Like it's known that uni and CGIP students, like 2 weeks, like you don't go, like if you go hang out with your friends within those 2 weeks, or you like take a day and you go to, I don't know, La Ronde, like that's like odd, you know? You're like, why are you wasting a day? But realistically, you're not gonna be studying 24 like hours, like 7 days for 24. What the fuck is wrong with me? 24/7. Okay. You're not gonna be studying 24/7, so that's so unrealistic. Like you're usually more productive statistically, I guess it's proven when you're actually like doing other things, because there's only for a certain, you can only concentrate really for a certain number of times, so you got to take breaks and stuff. So I tried doing that with myself, but then I was like, oh no, that wasted too much time, and I was like, no, I got to go back to just like. So
but you know what? I feel like the more that we're in school, the less that we freak out about taking breaks. You know what I mean? Like my last year of uni, I was taking all the breaks that I needed. I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Honestly,
I think you need it. You need to take the break or else you're going to burn out. So
quality over quantity. So you don't need to study 86 hours. Like, you can study 20 and maybe even do better than the person that started. It just really depends. I think studying, especially in uni, it's strategic. It's, you have to strategize because you memorizing, but it's also personal. Yeah, exactly. It depends what works for you, because everyone has like different learning methods and the way that they study. I still don't even know how to properly study, to be honest with myself. At one point, I started sketch noting. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically instead of writing down notes just in words, you would basically draw little sketches, but not like freaking
so it's more visual.
Amazing, beautiful, masterpieces. It's just like really easy sketches, and you would kind of color code them, so that way it's easier to remember and it pops more. So that's what I started doing, and I do find it is effective and it's more fun, but sometimes it takes time if you don't realize that, like, if you're very perfectionist or if you're doing like full-on drawings, like it's just sketching, you know. So but it was interesting and I enjoyed it, and I actually learned about it at a workshop or something, and I was like, whoa, I never knew about that. And it was really interesting. But
so all of this to say that you just need to find the right balance between taking breaks and focusing on the tasks that you have to do, so that you don't get into this vicious cycle with yourself for either beating yourself up for going or beating yourself up for staying home.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Another issue that I have, though, let's say I'm like, okay, I feel like Kathy, you're probably good at this, but I'm not, where let's say I'm gonna study during the day, and at 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, because I'm like, within those hours I'm gonna do whatever I had to do. But I get so anxious to go hang out that I like do a bunch of other things, or like I can't focus because I just want it to be 3 p.m. so I could go hang out with my friends. So I actually end up doing nothing and then go hang out with my friends. Or I postpone it because I'm like, shit, I didn't. Oh my God. No, usually I won't postpone. It's like I need to get the hangout over with so I can focus after. But then if I do the hanging out in the morning, I'm never gonna leave. Yeah, you're not. And then I won't have time.
And you're not gonna be focused out either.
Somebody help.
I think that's a different. That's like a more like focusing and organization type of episode.
Yeah, that's not like, FOMO. That's just me. This is like FOMO and Afi's own like organizational issues. But that's just a side note.
Yeah. So when I was like kind of doing some research on FOMO, it said online that it stems from unhappiness. And I don't think that's necessarily the case for everyone, because like I'm not unhappy. But I just want to be included. I just want to, like, for example, there's this one party that everyone had gone to. I don't think you were there, but, like, everyone had gone to in college. And I couldn't go because I got my wisdom teeth removed, even though everyone was, like, telling me to go.
Yeah.
And, like, for 3 years after that, they would bring up that party thinking I was there. And I'm like, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Yeah. And it would get me, like frustrated, because I'm like, I should have just gone. Like, they were trying to convince me to go. You know what I mean? And it gets you, I guess that could kind of make you unhappy, because you're like, oh, like I missed out on this thing that everyone's talking about. But I don't think it stems from unhappiness.
I think that's interesting. Maybe it could be kind of like not insecurities, but like if you were, I think some insecurities arrive when people are like talking about a certain topic that you weren't there for, and instead of us kind of letting them have their conversation, we kind of feel like not uneasy, but almost like, oh shit, like why wasn't I there, rather than actually like listening to what happened. So it's kind of like, not that we're not secure, but if we had, it's like not being able to relate to people, I guess, makes us unhappy.
Yeah, because you feel like the odd one out after.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess if it comes, I don't know if
I don't think it's insecure. I think it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
kind of, because you're like, oh, like I can't contribute to this.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we just have to look at it from the perspective that, like, I mean, you're not going to contribute to you're not going to go to everything, and you just have to be okay with the fact that, okay, your friends had a good time there and listen to their story, but you don't have to feel bad about you not being, you don't have to relate to everything, you know? Exactly. You can just take it for what it is and just, enjoy them enjoying their moment and like having their inside jokes. So I think we have to make that a thing where it's just like, don't feel uncomfortable for not.
Because most people that suffer with FOMO, they feel like they have this constant need to be a part of something, or else they're always going to be left out, you know? Yeah. And it's not the case, because like people understand that you have things to do. You're not going to be everywhere always.
Yeah. It is awkward. Like, let's say someone's like, it's not awkward, but it's just weird. Like, what like, can you contribute to the conversation?
Is. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess being like, it becomes a bit awkward, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know not awkward, but I don't know how to exactly describe it. But I understand that if your friends are talking about something and you're just there, like, listening. But let's normalize listening.
Let's normalize listening.
Listen, I feel like that's the normalizing just everything. normalize, but yeah.
And I also saw a lot of different articles talk about how social media has made it worse, which is true, because everyone posts a highlight reel of their life. Most people don't post like issues that they're going through. Like we're getting slowly better at being real on social media, but the majority just post like, oh, having fun with their friends, being at a party, doing this, going for a picnic, and you see that and you're I want to be there. Like, that looks like so much fun. So I feel like that also contributes to people being like, damn, like, I want to be a part of that, but I'm not there. I'm outside of it.
I don't know if this really goes in, it's more comparison, but like kind of FOMO too, because once you start comparing, you like, I guess it mixes with the fear of missing out. But yeah, social media, like, let's say someone's like doing something really fun and you see it on your feed, like, it makes you almost feel bad about, like, why am I not having this much fun? Or like, oh shit, next time I need to go to this, or you know what I mean? Just like what Kathy said. But yeah, I think social media intensifies it for sure.
And it doesn't necessarily need to be your friends or people that are in like a part of your life. It could be other people that you see and you're like, oh, I wish I was like that. I wish I was doing that. I wish my friends did this. I wish I could like hang out with them. I think it's kind of FOMO, because
part
you're like,
you're like,
oh, like I could be doing that, but I'm not.
Yeah,
so you're missing out on that fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the fear. Yeah, exactly. No, I think social media definitely promotes a lot of those like emotions. I guess I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. And I think without social media, I feel like it maybe would have not be as much as an issue. Like, I feel like maybe it would be easier for me to say no almost, because it's like, oh, what if you like, let's say you see your friends hanging out almost like let's say you weren't able to go to the hangout because you're studying, and you see them post a story and you're like, oh shit, it makes it like, worse. Oh, that looks like harder. But it's not, they're not wrong for posting the story. Like, it's more on like, let's say my side, it's more an issue internally. Like, I need to just be okay with the fact that I can't go to, and like sometimes also, okay, but what about thinking this way? Let's say you're missing out on the little picnic that your friends went on, but what about the self-care day that you gave yourself? Exactly. Like, why, like, if you had gone to that, you wouldn't get yourself. So why don't we look at it like that?
That's also one thing that when I was researching, I found that I was looking at ways to overcome it, and there's something that someone said to practice discernment, which is basically distinguish between the quick satisfaction that you're going to get from going out with your friends versus what's actually important for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we don't live in the present, I feel like. I'm very bad at doing that. It's like I'm always like, I'm never enjoying the moment that I'm currently in. I'm always looking at like, oh, like, what are they doing? Or like, oh, they're going to do this tomorrow. It's like, that's not healthy. Like, it's not like you're picking one over the other, but both are just as good in different ways. So why can't you, like, if you had gone out with your friends, then you'd be missing out on that. So it's like, you can't do everything. So it's kind of weird how we look at it. But like you said, it's like that satisfaction that comes, I guess, right away from going to hang out with your friends rather than that self-care day. Because I guess it's not, the self-care day is not as direct. Like, you're not going to feel it right away.
But it's gonna help. Yeah.
Exactly. That's so interesting.
Yeah. And I think on the other hand, a lot of people confuse FOMO with jealousy.
Okay.
And this like randomly came into my mind because I feel like some people will look at a person that's suffering with FOMO and see like, oh, they're just jealous that they're not with
like,
us, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's like an internal battle.
It's too different. Yeah. It's just,
it's happening internally, and it's not because of your friends, or it's not because like, you know, like let's say your friends don't ask you to hang out because they know you're studying for something. Like that's happened to me, and I get FOMO from it because I'm like, oh, they didn't even like invite me. But it's not like I'm blaming them because I know that they know that I'm busy. Yeah, so they're trying to avoid me feeling bad about it. But it still happens.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Yeah, I think jealousy is different because jealousy is more. It's like if you have like a personal, like not vendetta, but if you have something against that person. But FOMO, no matter who it is, you're gonna feel it. You know, usually it's in your group, but it could be, like Kathy said, people you don't even know, and you're just, like, seeing them do something, you're like, oh, I wish I was doing that, or, you know, so jealousy is different. It's more, like, on the evil side, whereas fear of missing out is not evil. No, jealousy, I mean, it's not. It's normal, like, it's not evil.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I think social media plays a big role, and I feel like we spoke about this probably in, like, I don't know if in high school, but I remember in CJEP or something, people were talking about it, but, people are mostly people post about the good things that happen, obviously. Like, you're not gonna necessarily talk about the bad things because, first of all, most people don't want to, like, share the bad moments.
Yeah, and you also go for fun, but I want to say like that,
to feel
but
good.
People that are posting about, like, mental health and stuff, it helps other people. So I understand that we need to progress into using social media as, like, yes, to have fun, but also so people can relate to each other. You know what I mean? And help each other in a way. Yeah.
I feel like there's more of that now, but I still think it's really hard to do. Like, I don't think I'd be able to go on my profile and be like, oh, like, I, like, tried. Like, once I made a long caption about, I don't remember what I had posted, but it was, like, a picture, but I had posted a caption about, like, how, like, I was doing really bad on my exams and like I was getting like 26%. So I kind of like put it out there, but I wasn't like a physical picture of me like not looking my best. You know what I mean? It was more just the writing of my situation, which is different.
I had posted something recently, like a photo dump, and in the caption I was saying how like I felt like I didn't say burnout, but like essentially like I felt like I was burning out and like I need to take a break, stuff like that. And a lot of people in the comments were like, oh my God, I feel you, take the time you need, stuff like that. So I feel like it's good because like even if you're not the one posting it, but you see other people posting, you'll feel good because you're like, okay, I relate to that. I'm not the only one.
That's the thing. But I think it's very, because like your social media is basically the image that you're selling to other people about yourself and like who you are, and you're trying to portray like that you're happy, obviously, because you don't necessarily, I don't know why, I'd have to look into it, but I guess you don't want people thinking you're like miserable, and you want people, you know, maybe even, do you think that we want people to have FOMO when they look at our stuff? I don't know where that question came out of.
Honestly, though, because of what we were talking about before, I think we try to post the good stuff so that people are like, wow, look at their life.
Yeah, right?
So they're having a good time.
So it's almost like we want people to want our life.
But it's like subconsciously. Because
but we don't even want our life.
Because as a society, that's kind of what's happening with everyone. So we kind of follow in the footsteps because like... Yeah. I think it kind of stems into we want to be a part of something. And we don't want to feel left out for posting something different than what the norm is, which shouldn't be that way, because social media should be personal to you, and you should be posting what you want.
But it's still all about feeling included and not excluded. It's all about inclusivity, but not like in a...
But not in the good way.
Not like inclusivity in that way, more like you don't like feeling like you're the outcast.
Exactly.
You always want to be you want to be, I mean, I guess that's human nature, or has
it is
become
human nature. Yeah.
Like as a human, you don't want to, I think humans are meant to social, like, be with other human beings. Like, you don't want to just be by yourself all the time and like excluded from things. So like, you want to belong, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, you want to belong to certain groups or with certain people. But yeah, it's like almost that we do it on purpose for people to get FOMO, feel the emotion of FOMO. That's so strange. Yeah. I need to
and I find it interesting. I find it interesting that some people don't suffer from it, because I'm like, how do you not look at something and be like, oh, I want to be there. Like, I wish I was there.
Maybe in some way, maybe in indirect ways, maybe not in the direct ways that we've spoken about in terms of like, oh, saying yes to everything or prioritizing friends over exams or something like that. But maybe indirectly, like if you see social media, I'm sure there's some thoughts that get into your head. Maybe not. Maybe not for real. Maybe
that's why I'm like, I feel like there are the thoughts, but they know how to like just brush past it.
Yeah, and just not really focus on it, maybe.
Yeah. Social media is like the good and the bad, because it allows you to connect with people, but also like you start being envious of others, and you shouldn't, because it's like you should be living your own life. You shouldn't want their life, you know?
Yeah, and it makes you compare your life, you as a person, your body to like
everything.
Yeah, I think celebrities have also like a big influence, and like influencers too, you know? So but I think now people are coming into it where they're really like spreading like realness, if that makes sense, and being very authentic and raw and just like fully themselves, whether it be like their bodies or anything. But almost, do you feel like, sorry, this is like random, but do you feel as though almost like, let's say like, you know how we talk about like stretch marks or like body hair and stuff, but I feel like it's almost like, it's not that it's romanticized, but we're like glamorizing our insecurities. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you portray like, oh, I have stretch marks, and then you make you try to embrace it, but I guess that's good.
I get what you're saying, but I think it's being glamorized because we're trying to normalize it.
Yeah, so it's trying to make it... Yeah. We're trying to make it like on the same pedestal as not having body hair or not having stretch. Okay, that makes sense.
And I think you think it's glamorized just because most people don't talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe that's why.
So now, like, when people specifically like, pinpoint it...
It should be romanticized, I guess. Like, it should be.
But, like, I feel like because it's, like, pinpointed, not everyone talks about it... You think it's like a little not shocking, what's the word though, just because it's not normally shown, so you're like, oh wow, look at that, you're proud of it, but then because other people aren't showing it, you're like, okay, let's just move on. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, it should just be like, okay, she has stretch marks, I have stretch marks.
I mean, who doesn't, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure like almost everyone has stretch marks. Like, it's very normal. Anyways, but okay, cool. So I guess we can dive into how to overcome these FOMO feelings.
So there's some simple things that you can do. The big thing that we already spoke about was practice discernment, which is just be able to distinguish what's most important to you and not feel left out for doing what you need to do, you know?
Yeah.
But the small little things that you can do is, first of all, take a social media break. Because a lot of people that encounter FOMO are most affected because of social media. For me personally, I love social media, and I don't think I love it, but I don't think it impacts me the same way that it impacts others. Because I know that I'm like, okay, this influencer looks bomb, but I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep scrolling.
It's not reality necessarily.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, okay, I like their fashion, that's why I'm following them, I don't care about their body. So like, I feel like for me personally, it doesn't impact me in a negative way, but I know for others it does. So if it does, it's either you got to start unfollowing these influencers, unfollow anyone that doesn't make you happy, or just take that social media break, take a week off, take a few days off, just like, blank slate, start again.
The amount of times I wanted to just throw out my phone. Because I mean, I've done this before where I was just fed up. I was fed up of me being obsessed with social media and constantly having to go on my phone, open up Instagram, open it up Snapchat, like everything in a row. I was so fed up with that. And I was fed up that I couldn't focus on anything. I was fed up of like spending all my time, wasting my time on it. So I deleted my Instagram. I deleted, I think Instagram and Snapchat I deleted completely because I was like, I have no willpower. Like the only way that I'll stop is if I need to delete it.
That's on the other hand too, that people are like become obsessed with it and it gets too much, so they need to take that break. Yeah.
I wish I was the type of person that could just tell myself, hey Afi, you don't need to delete all your accounts, just don't go on it. But I'm not. If it's there, I'm gonna use it, which is I need to work on that. So I deleted it, and honestly it was really nice but in a way that because I had no social media accounts, I couldn't really do much on my phone. So I didn't go on my phone other than texting. So whenever I'd open it, what can I click? Can I click Snapchat or Instagram? No, because I don't have an account. So it did make things easier. I was bored sometimes, but girl, you got a whole life. Like you can do other things. Yeah. Like bored from like we're not on this planet to scroll on your phone, okay? So so that was good, and it kind of made me used to not being on my phone. And then after, I was like, okay, I've taken I think like a year maybe, I stopped going on Instagram, Snapchat, which is like pretty good. And I think I was like, I think I'm ready to get it back. And what I did, I think one of the main reasons it pissed me off was because I would spend time looking at stuff about people I didn't necessarily have a relationship with or care about, whether it be influencers or just people like acquaintances that I knew and weren't like why was I spending time like stalking them, like how was that important in my life? It was just wasting my time. So what I did was that I got my Insta and my Snapchat, and I only followed friends that I were pretty close with, or like some people that it was like, okay, chill, like they followed me, I'll follow them back type of thing. But I didn't go looking to like follow like 800 strangers, And then influencers, I realized that I hate like, how a lot of celebrities, a lot of like marketing stuff or just like product placement, I don't know, and I was just like annoyed of just seeing too much on my feed. So I didn't follow any celebrities, barely any influencers, and now I basically only follow the influencers I really, really like and that don't annoy me at all.
Those that bring you joy.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's about using social media in a positive way and trying to control, like, don't just follow every random celebrity that you know, because it's gonna get annoying, and then unfollowing them is gonna get annoying. And it also just like take it easy and think about why do you want your social media, like why are you using it, and like what are the things that you like doing on it, for example. But anyways,
social media personally should be fun. So if it's not fun for you, you need to change your mindset and you need to take a break from it so you can go in a positive manner. And not just be like, damn, I wish I was her. I wish I was him. I wish I was this, like. Yeah.
TikTok is another phenomenon because of this shit. I don't even need to follow people and things come on. So
honestly, I feel like TikTok is much more positive than the other social media because people are just having fun on it.
Yeah. It's just that you get in a dark hole and you can't stop scrolling. That's the only issue.
Just keep it. But that's a different thing.
Yeah, once you do it enough, though, you'll get over it and you'll be able to stop. But sometimes I can't stop. Like, my finger just
keeps going.
Like,
I know.
Bad,
I've started doing this thing where at night, I try not to look at my phone, so I'll put on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. Because, like, I'm staring at a screen all day. I don't want to be staring at another one all night. So I try to keep it on Do Not Disturb. And also on the weekends, when I'm spending time with either friends or Nick, I try not to look at my phone as much. So I'm just, like, being present.
Yes.
And being in the moment. So I think that also helps, like, take the weekends off or something, like.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
I tend to do this sometimes. Like, I'll be at my friend's house and, like, I still have, like, let's say I didn't look at my phone, for, like, an hour or so. I'm like, oh, wait, let me check. Like, but you're hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
Don't check your phone. You're not alone right now. Like, you're not bored. And then I low-key feel rude. I'm like, why am I checking my phone?
No, that's why. Media? It's like, you need to be present. So I'll also do this thing that I'll put my phone away from me so I don't think to look at it because it's not near me.
Yeah.
You know?
But isn't it scary that social media is to be social and connect with people online? Mm-hmm. But when you have your friends in person with you, what is the need to connect with people online? Like, your friends are there. So you're always fear of missing out.
Yeah, you just want to know what's happening at all times.
Yeah, but your fear of missing out. But girl, you're already hanging out with your friends, so your fear of missing out on social media, like, oh, let me go look at it now, like the story that she posted, or like, because I don't want to look at it in 2 hours. You're literally
hanging out with friends. Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's a vicious cycle.
But one thing that I do recommend, like Kathy kind of mentioned, I was good at doing this before, but now I need to get back into habit, but I would try not to look at my phone in the morning on days off or whatever, and only look at it like after I really like not meditate, but let's say like I washed my face,
you take your
drank some water, eat your breakfast, and do like one task, and then look at your phone. Like after 12, let's say, just for like quick answer messages, and then stop. And sometimes I would put my phone on airplane mode the whole day, and like I'm like I don't want anyone to reach me. And then at night, like Kathy said, turn it off. Like, don't go on your phone right before going to bed or when waking up. But I've been doing that lately, so I need to work on that because it just becomes like...
What happened to all the books you've been reading? Gotta start reading, honey.
I read like 5 pages.
Yeah, you gotta get into it. That's what I do. I literally... My nightly routine is I won't look at my phone, but then right before bed, I'll go on TikTok for like half an hour. Mm-hmm. And then I'll read. Just TikTok though, right? Yeah, just TikTok. Okay. And then I'll read for an hour.
Yeah,
that's to kind of counterbalance it.
I need to put like a timer, like 30 minutes, bing, and like yeah. Anyways, but
okay, let's get into the next thing. So, like Afi said, she's a yes person. So the next thing, you need to realize that it's okay to say no. So one of my big organizational goals at work is to prioritize the ability to say no and to not accept everything that someone throws at you. Mm-hmm. Because you need to focus on yourself and need to focus on the things that you need to do. So it doesn't mean that every social event, especially post-pandemic, like, yes, we want to have a good time, but it doesn't mean you need to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
You still...
Just because there's a pandemic, priority still exists. I mean, that could be debatable.
Well, but like, you wanna have this fun now because, like, we've been in quarantine for, like, 2 years practically, but, like... You also need to realize that you don't want to burn out from it. So you still need to take days for yourself and not say yes every day to like, oh yeah, let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do a picnic. You need to take the time for yourself and you need to still focus on what you need to do so that you're happy and you don't burn out and you don't impact like, because if you start saying yes to everything and then you're going to burn out, you're going to affect other people in your life, the people that you're hanging out with. So it's just going to be like a domino effect. So you still need to take care of yourself.
Because at the end of the day, your friends may be there with you, but they maybe got all their tasks done and they have that time. Yeah. But later on, your friends are not going to be there to hold your hand while you're crying to write your essay that's due tomorrow, you know? Yeah. So you're going to be the one screwed after. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's on
exactly.
You.
Like, they're not going to be going back to the same situation necessarily. It's not like you're all in this together and like you're all going to be like writing an essay together. No, it's not. So you have to think about it individually as well. Like, you're the only person that can control where you get, how fast you get there by your actions. So it's like, you're the one to blame. Sorry.
Yeah. And if you want to, you need to find your own balance of hanging out with people, but also taking care of yourself. So exactly. That's kind of what I was saying before.
Take a self-care.
Yeah, you need to find that compromise for yourself that's going to work for your schedule and for your life, basically. Yeah. So that you can be the best person that you can be, you know?
Exactly. And like Kathy and I emphasize, obviously, taking breaks. But taking breaks doesn't mean do a 5-hour trip with your friends somewhere because that'll take the whole day and that's not realistic, right? If you're studying for an exam, take a break as in do something quick. Go for a bike ride near your house for an hour, come back, eat lunch. Okay, that's not going to take the whole day. But once you start involving other people, making plans, you're going to be so exhausted. So
you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be distracted.
Exactly. Yeah. So just doing like a skincare routine for 30 minutes, go take a bath, like take an hour or two, like obviously like do that, but don't go plan a whole day and that's your break because that ain't a break. That's a day off.
Yeah.
but take day off honey, too, obviously. Day off. But take your days off, but what I
Yeah.
mean is just that make sure that you're managing the time.
Yeah.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
don't push your responsibilities just to hang out with people for those 3
yeah.
hours, and then you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to do anything after that.
Yeah. And one thing that was an issue with me is that I would plan out my day and I knew that, okay, this day I have to do this. But then a friend would invite me that day of like, hey, you want to do this? And I like, where? Agenda gone. Like, it was gone. It erased. I was like, oh, no, I have nothing. But no, guys, stick to what? Write it down and tell them no. But hey, do you want to hang out on this other day? Like, just push it. Push it to a day you're free because it's then if you keep I need to work on this too, but if you keep just pushing things that you already scheduled,
it's gonna throw off the whole balance of your week.
There's no point of your schedule
life
anymore. Yeah, like there's no point. But I think I would say just stick to your things, prioritize what you have to get done, but take breaks. But just FOMO, don't think of FOMO because live in the present moment. Don't think about like what if. And sometimes I had FOMO, and I would end up going to whatever because I didn't want to miss it. It was not even fun. Yeah. I was like, what was this? Why?
It's a waste
I should
of
have
time.
stayed home.
And then again, the vicious cycle, you're like, oh, I should have stayed home. I should have done, like, don't do that to yourself.
Just don't do it. Just analyze. Just use your judgment.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this short episode. I know some people like shorter episodes better. So this one's for you. Shout out to you guys. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. If you're listening to us on any audio platforms, be sure to follow us there. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me and Afiyat on Instagram individually.
Yes.
And the next episode is going to be all about Afis. So get ready for that. Get ready for your questions.
21 questions.
Hey, get ready for the questions.
Ready. I'm scared, but I'm ready. It's going to be a good one. Yours is really good too.
Yeah, I have to like one up you now. I gotta get better questions.
But yeah, and hopefully these tips helped you guys. So leave us some feedback if you had any. But yeah, that's a wrap on this episode.
Yeah, love it. All right, see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.